Welcome back, Deli Cup Herpers, to another Reptile Jones Reptile Room vlog. Man, it's kind of a tongue twister. We got a lot of stuff going on today. You can see still kind of got remnants of shooting some October themed videos. I still got to shoot 2 more yet today. Before I get to that, there's some stuff I need to take care of. We are going to be feeding reptiles today, and I kind of got some bad news on the Savannah monitor. Okay, so if you watched the last collection video, maybe you noticed that there was not a clip of him in the video. Reason being, he has escaped his enclosure. And let me take you over here and show you real quick. There's just a teeny tiny gap right through there. In fact, I can barely even get my finger in there. But that's the only escape route he has, and that is actually was on the back side. And the reason the gap's there is because of the extension, the cord for that lamp. Sorry for the glare. Of course, this is all tore up. So here's what happened. So typically that guy pretty much stays hidden almost all the time. Like he's burrowed into the substrate, and I rarely see him but maybe once a week. The only time I really see him is when he's out basking, and usually, like if you've seen the September video, you see how he just, as soon as I enter the room, he scurries off and he hides until he believes the close, believes everything is clear, and then he comes back out. So technically, the last time I seen him was when I made the September video. So I have a food dish in there, and so I've been feeding the Repashy grub pie, and then I put dusted mealworms and crickets in that food dish as well. I kind of alternate between the 3 of them, and so if I don't see anything left in the dish, I assume that he has come out and ate. Well, probably the last 2 weeks I actually fed more crickets and mealworms than I did the Repashy food. So I just assumed that he was eating quite fine. So anyway, so fast forward to just this last weekend when I went to go shoot that video. I happened to notice that the Repashy food that I had put in there a couple days earlier was still in the bowl, and it didn't look like any of it had been messed with. So that's when I started to look for him. I looked for him in his typical spot underneath that one plastic hide that you've seen me make that has the hydrometer probe there. That is the spot he typically hides. He actually is just concaved underneath that and kind of dug himself in, and well, he wasn't there, so I checked all around, couldn't find him. So I did what you see now, and that is the cage is completely tore up because I just cleaned everything out, and I checked the soil completely, and for a minute I was actually fearing that he might have died, but I totally cleaned that out, and I sifted every bit of that soil, and I did not find him at all. So here's the problem. I don't know how long he's been gone, but since the last time I seen him till I discovered he was missing, we're talking like 4 weeks. So of not even a hint of him anywhere in the house. Like there's like I said, I didn't know he was gone till I noticed his food. So I am not for sure. Obviously I'm hoping for the best, but I'm preparing myself for the worst, and either we'll find him dead or we won't find him at all, which really is really a bummer. I never even thought he'd even try to escape that corner. Again, there was really nothing there for him other than that lamp, but I don't think he could get onto that. I know I had the log in there and the plants all at the other end, but that was all completely closed off. He couldn't have gotten out. The only spot would have been where the cord comes into the cage at, and I have it pinned underneath the corner of that light to help hold it there suspended. And again, you seen I couldn't barely even put a finger between the light and the cage, so he must have been a heck of a feat. However, he got out. I'm still kind of puzzled by that. So I never, every time I see him, he's always digging down and digging into the substrate. That was his spot to go hide. So I never didn't even, well, I mean, the space wasn't even big enough to even register that he could escape out there, let alone I've never seen him climb on anything other than onto his heat rock. And again, he spent his time down into the substrate. So that's a real bummer. So I'm not sure exactly if I will ever come across him. Obviously, I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that we will. But it is October here in Ohio, and our daytime highs are barely getting into the low 70s, and the nighttime temperature is getting down to, on my drive to work the other day, my car said it was 46 outside. Obviously well below any kind of hospitable temperatures that he might survive. But obviously the reptile room is the warmest room in the house, so I have looked all over. There really isn't much to hide in here. I've pretty much kept the stuff around to a bare minimum. It's just mostly either caging equipment, stands, or my film equipment. So I'm not real for sure, but I kind of want to give you guys an update on that. I try to keep my channel is true to my daily dealings with reptiles, the ins and outs, the highs, the lows. So as much as I hate to have to do this video, I still felt like I needed to share with you guys, make sure that I stay honest about what's going on in my reptile room, since this is a vlog video, and that is what I invite you guys into, is to see the behind the scenes sort of aspect of me keeping my reptiles, and not just always informative videos. So yes, that's a real bummer, and I definitely gonna step back from acquiring any more mid to large lizards for now. Clearly I'm not ready for that, and because he has escaped, and that's, things have got to change before I move forward with another one. So again, I just wanted to be honest with you guys. So again, we're gonna feed now. I went to the pet store today. We picked up some crickets, so we will get these dumped. I got this cage here all set up. We've got some lettuce in there for them, and some there's, I don't know if we can see it now, that is cricket food. So we're gonna work on gut loading these guys, and then later we'll feed them to the geckos and whatnot. So let me dump these into there, and then we'll move on to the next project. Okay, so before we get out the rodents for snake feeding later, kind of want to touch upon this. This was going to be the Savannah monitor's next enclosure. I'm going to continue building this, and but I think instead I will put the pine snake in here. But more on that will be coming. So just wanted to kind of cue in on that. We're gonna get some rodents out here. Have to move a few things out from front of the refrigerator or deep freezer. So a couple rats for the one for the boa, one for the albino ball python, and there we go, one for the pine. Nah, we're gonna hold off on, we'll give him something different. we're gonna give the pine snake a couple of these baby chicks. He seems to really like them, so we'll go ahead and do 2 because they're not super big. Got some pinky mice. Grab a few of those. We've got the 2 enemies, and we got the 2 new ones. Got some hoppers. Cow King and that guy and that guy. Gonna do large mice. And that should be it. Okay, so another little project I'm working on is this over here. I'm going to use these little sandwich Rubbermaid disposable things you buy in your containers in the kitchen department. We're just going to simply make a shelf, a rack, 3 of these across, boom, boom, boom. And it's going to be pretty simple. I'll show you guys more probably in a later video when it's done, because it looks like this video is getting some length to it. But anyways, just quickly, this is what I'm using. This is a simple shelf that you buy it. I got this at Menards, but it just simply says shelving. It's the melamine. It's all 4 sides are, and got the thing on there, whatnot. Pretty simple to use. Simply cut it down to size, which is actually only just a little bit shorter. This is the excess that's been cut off, and then but I'll show you guys more on that when I'm a little further along. Again, I think this video is going to be too long to really put this little project in there. That'll be in the future project or future vlog videos. I'll show you that complete, and probably show you the actual feeding from today in the next vlog video. One last thing before I go that I want to touch upon is, first of all, I want to give a shout out to Boxing Boa. He has a great channel, very informative guy, strong passion for the hobby, and keeping reptiles appropriately, and just a really great guy. Check out his channel. I'll put links down in the description. And but he was live on Instagram last night, and brought up a topic on the responsibility of breeders to making sure that they're given the appropriate information to potential buyers of babies, and so that way the next person who owns the animal is keeping it right and whatnot. And I couldn't agree more. And to illustrate like what I have done before, because all this YouTube stuff I really didn't do this back when I was first into breeding reptiles. So you guys don't know me from then, nor can I just direct you to a video and say, hey, look. But anyway, so I've been doing cleaning and trying to see what I have, don't have, what I need to replace, things like that. And one of the things I came across was this right here. That's one of my logos. If you've been on the channel for some time, you've seen this logo. Of course, everybody has seen this one. In fact, it's even a photo on the wall. So what this is when I sold corn snakes before, back when I bred them before, I actually would hand these out, and what it was is just a little, I don't know if it'll focus on it, but anyways, it's a care sheet. So when somebody would buy a baby corn snake from me, obviously it's also a little bit of promotion of myself, but on the back, if they were new to keeping corn snakes, you know, I gave them this, and this was just a generalized overview of care. Like this was, I mean, it's only a few things there, but it was to give the next person an idea of the animal that they were purchasing. Of course, now I'm getting back into breeding. I'm definitely going to redo this, but I can do better. I can add more to this and you know, make it, fine-tune this. But you know, I just wanted to share that and give a shout out to Boxing Boa, and you know, great channel. He does great stuff. He's got some beautiful animals. The fact that I own a carpet python goes back to him, because he has some amazing looking animals, including carpets, boas, and bloods, and then of course he also has tarantulas, which is also another. He is also another person who inspired me on that aspect. So my tarantula was partly inspired by him, and my owning that carpet python goes back to him. And I just want to shout him out. Again, links will be down below. And I want to just kind of show you this, what I found. So I know this isn't an exciting vlog video. It's just kind of the grind behind the videos. So what I'm going to do today is, and I'll bring you guys back in again. It'll be the next video because I can see this is going long, but I'm going to finish off building this little baby rack, and I'll show you guys that later. And I'm going to be feeding later this afternoon. Plus I have 2 more Halloween themed videos that I want to get filmed today for the month of October. You will see those later on this month, or even later this week. I'm not for sure. I have it all planned out. I've got it written on paper, what days I want what videos. So I am just rambling at this point. So I want to thank you for watching and sticking till the very end. And if you're not a subscriber, you might as well hit that subscribe button, because I do videos quite regularly, and my goal for the month of October is a video every 3rd day. So keep an eye out for that, and till next time, later.
Shut up and sit down.